Hey there friends, Nibs again, out here in the garage tonight, doing a little bit of goofing around, and I wanted to do something I've been thinking about doing for a while now, and I think I've got a pretty good representation of this product line out here. I don't have the oldest ones yet, I'm still working on getting that, but one of the most iconic uh, pump up lines of model lines of pellet guns, I think, besides the Crossman 760, which I have the oldest ones and I have the newest ones of those, and we've talked about those in the past. But probably the next most iconic is the Daisy Model 880, and this is actually a new production 880 right here. Let's see the date code on this one, and it was from May of 23, so it's not brand new, but it is just a little over a year old. But the Daisy 880 dates all the way back to like 1972. The oldest one I have out here in the garage right now is from the early 80s, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm still looking for one of the older ones to repair or just buy and have in the collection. But I have a pretty good representation here, so we're going to talk about them a little bit. So this, like I said, this particular one is a very new production one. One of the features you can tell by this one is has a plastic receiver. Another dead giveaway of a later production one is it has these diamonds on the grip, but the diamonds are actually molded into the grip itself, and then just the raised part is painted white, and it's okay. And then they do have a plastic pump handle. So take a couple shots with this guy. So this, not really sure the dates on when this one might have gone back to, but definitely pretty modern production. Just shooting at a can, nothing too strenuous here, but I have one of these Survival Land red dots on here. I've got several of these in the garage here, and they're really great for. And unfortunately, I don't think they're available anymore. They come and they go. Survival Land as a brand is still listing on Amazon, but the red dots come and go. They're very cheap though. They're very inexpensive, I guess I should say. But it's a very nice little red dot for. I think they're less than $15. I think they were less than $10 at one point. But that is the new production one. Again, I'm not sure exactly how far back those features might reach. But the next one that I have is a little bit older. It's not the oldest version I have, but this one is a production code of. Let's see, what did I say this one was? This one was it's 5H, or yeah, 5H is the production code, so that would be August of '95 for this one. And one of the features that you can see right away is it has a cast aluminum or metal receiver, and that the metal receivers actually ran right up until let's see, I think the last metal receiver was in like 1995. So this is one of the last productions of metal receivers. This one does have a plastic pump arm, and the plastic pump arm come out in 1990. So that's another feature you can look for as far as dating your rifle and making sure it's original. And also, this one still has the diamonds in the foregrip, but this one is what they call the two-piece diamonds. The black and the white are actually separate pieces of plastic that are then glued into the brown plastic of the grip. So, but really pretty cool. I think this one might be a Gotar, not really sure. Red dot on here. But pretty cool. Take a couple shots with this one. I do have a couple of stragglers out here too that were made by Daisy but aren't 880s that are similar though, and we'll talk about those in a minute. I do have a model 992 or 922, which right now is completely disassembled. Got to get a seal kit for it. I think the exhaust valve is what's bad in it, but while I got it apart, I might as well put a whole seal kit in it. Shooting a little bit low, but that's okay. May have it. So 1995, getting a little bit older. Definitely getting a little bit older. Before we get to the oldest one, let me talk about one of the stragglers that I had that's similar but different. This one is looks the same, doesn't it? Kind of looks the same, but this one got wood stocks, has a metal receiver. But the production on this one was in 1999, so it kind of flies in the face of that plastic receiver rule that I talked about there. But this is a model 822, which is basically an 880 that was made into a 22 caliber. And this one was made in 99. Let's see, 03/99, so March of 99. But like I said, these are a 22 caliber, not a 177 caliber. All the 880s are 177 caliber. Just recently picked this one up. Within the last, say I picked this up at the end of July at the Baldwinsville Air Gun Show. Did have a problem with it, and I was able to resolve it and get it fixed. But it's a good shooting gun now. I've done a couple videos on it already. But 822. The 922 that I have is an older one. I believe early 90s. I'll get that one fixed up soon. And that one I'll probably be repainting the barrel. It's a fixer-upper, but I think it'll be a nice looking gun once I get done with it. But pretty consistent, shooting a little high. I did have this one zeroed for 25 yards. So let's talk about my oldest one that I have so far. And this one I actually just recently picked up as well at the gun show, at the Baldwinsville Air Gun Show. And this one, it's got some really neat features that really kind of make it stand out from the others. The first one is it doesn't have any of those diamonds on the foregrip here. The diamonds started in 1985, and so this one's before 1985 for starters. This one does have a metal cast aluminum pump arm. They did have a stamped sheet metal pump arm that came out before this one came into production. But this one also has a metal receiver. So this one was, the date code on this one is E2, which makes this one a May of 1982 vintage. So pretty cool. Another feature that I never realized about until I started researching for this video was if you see how slender this foregrip is on this one. I'll grab the let's see, this is the 1995 version. The new production one is the same way, but if you look at how wide this is compared to that one, the foregrip is quite a bit more narrow on the older versions. So, and that let's see, the narrow grip. I got some notes here. So the narrow grip started or discontinued in 85. That's when they started putting the diamonds on the grip as well. And another thing that I didn't know about before I started this up was, um, if you can see in here, the pellet port is very narrow in here. So a longer pellet, like a pointed pellet or something, probably would not fit into this gun very easily. It and then the and then, let's see, when did that? I didn't write down the date, but so this 1995 one, if you can see that one, has a much wider pellet port, much longer pellet port, and that would accept just about any 177 caliber. I do have some 16 grain and some really long 177 caliber pellets that would definitely not fit in this gun. I think they would be a stretch even fitting into that longer pellet opening. But I thought it would be very interesting to talk about the different variations that they came up with over the years. If anybody has an older one that been sitting in the corner, you think it doesn't work or you don't want it anymore, get in touch with me. I'd love to get a hold of one, and if it needs a rebuild, I think this one could use a reseal myself. I'll work on that over the winter. It's still shooting okay. Doesn't have nearly as much power as those other ones, but maybe it just needs a new O-ring in the pump up handle, the pump rod. But it's going through the can, so I do have one more I want to talk about before we jump off here. But I'll do one more shot with this one. But not bad. So 1982, like I said, they did start the production on these in 1972. So I got quite a bit of history left to try to fill in there. But like I said, I got one more that is a Daisy product, but it is branded as a Winchester. And as you can see, it is very much like the other ones. But this one, so they did beef up the internals on these Winchesters. They can produce a lot more power, and they actually are very loud. So I do have one of the buck rail suppressors on here, and that really helps out a lot. But this is the Winchester 1977 XS is the model number, and these are still a current production gun. This one's actually 05 of 24, so it's only a few months old. I just recently picked this one up at, I believe, Tractor Supply. And these are really quite a good shooting gun. Where did that go? Usually don't have any problem getting a pellet to go into these ports, but this one's giving, there it goes. You can definitely hear that it's making it's pumping up a lot more. So you can feel that it's pumping up more, even from the new production 880. And if you look down inside where the pump arm goes, there's like a big spring in there and stuff. So it's definitely different. I have one of those little Orc Air scopes on there. Really nice pellet gun scope, as I've said before. Super nice pellet gun scope. Um, so, and so this whole package here is just a little over $100. The rifle itself is about 75, 80 bucks, I think. That's what I got it for, and then the scope's around 50 bucks. So, really, this thing is a powerful little beast and pretty accurate. So if you were looking for something really, really cheap to plink at rats with, this would be a great choice. So anyway, there you go. That is a real quick little history on my collection of 880 type guns that I have so far. I definitely want to get going back into the 70s and down to the original production ones, but they're not giving those away. So, but anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.